Okay, so I'm here with Beverley Matali in South Africa. Thank you. I'm honored to have you here with me. This is amazing. It's beautiful. It's a country I would love to visit someday. Actually, a good friend of mine and I have often discussed that. She's from Jamaica, but
Oh,
I've often said, and I have a friend who's from Mauritius, which is
oh
the
yeah, yeah.
island off
But
of South Africa.
okay, yeah. I'm not
So,
from South Africa. I just want to correct that.
okay. So where exactly are you?
Yeah, I'm in Democratic Republic of Congo. Is a Central Africa actually.
Ah, okay. I'll have to change
Yeah.
some of my wording then because I put it up as South Africa. So I apologize for that. I don't know the area geographically
That's
very
okay.
well. Um, so typically, as I say in many of these discussions that we have, I have these discussions in order to help people. There are so many out there around the world that need services and help and that type of thing. So I do these discussions with many people with many different types of healings and services and that type of thing to help people going forward, whether it be for a health purpose, a spiritual purpose, whatever it is that's in alignment for them. Then those who they resonate with the discussions that I hold, they reach out to those people in order to go forward on their path in terms of what that looks like for them. One of the things I wanted to bring up too, and I don't know if you've seen it a lot, Beverly, or not, but one of the things I'm finding with a lot of my clients right now is that many of them are going through, I guess you could kind of almost call it an awakening. They're all starting to realize just what the issues they've had in their life are at this point. They're almost like people pleasing, stepping out of their own power, and they're allowing other people to take their power in various ways because they find it easier just to go with the flow, which not in a good way. It's affecting them terribly, energetically and otherwise. So that's something that I just wanted to point out that if you're feeling you're one of those people that's watching this and you're finding that you're feeling stuck and you're feeling that you need some help in terms of figuring out what it is you need to do in order to go forward, to get out of that place of feeling stuck, especially right now. Reach out. And you can reach out to me, and if it's either something I can do, something St. Beverly can do. It depends on because typically we're often guided by our higher self in terms of what it looks like with what feels right. You don't always know, but you will internally feel, oh, that sounds like something that might work. Like that sounds like that would really be the service for me. So by all means, please. I had to point that out because, and I probably will for a few of these discussions because there is so much of that out there, and I'm having many, many, many clients. I don't know about you, Beverly. Same thing. Like, are you seeing a lot of people
Ye-
that just seem to be so stuck?
Yes, and there is a lot of emotion that is coming up. So they need to heal, like from the past, some wounds. And there is a lot of people feel like anger, and some of them is like they are confused actually because the energy is really shaking us up, to clean up everything that we have that don't serve us actually because we are moving forward.
Most definitely. And Beverly, we have you here. I'm going to introduce Beverly and let her talk a little bit about who she is and how she came to do what she's doing. And I see I just love you. You're a beautiful soul. I can tell already. I get it.
Thank you.
um, so Beverly is an intuitive healer, Reiki master, a Yantha practitioner, which I'm curious to know what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of Yantha before, so that's a new one for me. I'll be learning, and a life coach. She chose to come into this life with psychic abilities, as we all have them, as we all know. It's a matter of do we utilize the waking up into that area of our life and moving forward with it. in my teens, Beverly's teens, she realized that not everyone was actually seeing the world the same as her and was really looking to discover who she was. So take it away, Beverly. Let us know. Well, how did this all come to be, and what you're doing now?
Yes. I would say when I was young, I didn't know that I was using Reiki because Reiki came to me. As a young age, I was feeling like my grandmother when she had a back pain or headache. So I was, putting my hand on her. And a few years, well, when I get much older, I lost a job that I really liked. It was in Montreal. And for some reason, I wasn't able to sleep for days. That's when a good friend of mine introduced me to someone, actually a Reiki master, who helped me to actually discovering who I am and seeing the possibility. Because it was strange. I will say my Reiki session, the first one, I was able to feel everything that the Reiki master was doing. If he was operating, I was feeling the operation. If I saw my past life, and since then I decided, I was like, okay, now I know what I have and what I need to do. That's when I started to do actually Reiki. And few years after that, I started the Yanta. Actually, Yanta came from Egypt, and it's a little bit like a Reiki, but the only thing is working on the three bodies, like the physical, emotional, and etheric bodies. That's how it works, and it's more stronger because you really go deeper and goes to the if you had a past trauma, it go deeper in that way to remove it. That's how
Oh,
I
and
can.
that's
Yeah.
that's amazing because that's what's so needed right now is to remove, the karmic, the past life, the ancestral, all of those energies that we carry from lifetime to lifetime from family and ourselves. That's awesome.
Yes, and I use often I use the Yanta, especially lately. The Reiki, I use it, for I would say for minor things. Well, not everything is minor, depends on people. But if I know someone is going through a trauma or something deeper, I will use Yanta. That's what I will be. That's what I'll be doing. And what I did recently, because I used to coach people, but just not really formal. But I realized that doing the energy healing, you need coaching because you can come to me, do the energy healing, you go back home, you might do the same thing that you used to do. So the healing is like you didn't do it, you have to come back. And usually I don't want the client to come back for the same reason. I want to really help them to remove all the emotion negative that they have. So the coaching comes to support actually the energy healing.
Well, that's beautiful. Um, yeah, that's interesting. Really interesting because I've never heard of that one before. So thank you for that. I always learn these
Yeah.
discussions. There's always something new that comes up that's amazing. It's broadening my horizons of knowledge as well. And I'm assuming we have Brenda Sierra who's joined us. Welcome, Brenda. She did mention, I
Welcome.
think you did answer her question, but I'm just going to quickly read the question anyways. She said, "Does it work on the
Yes.
emotional?" You mentioned physical, mental, and etheric, and then she said, "Oh yes, very awesome." So I'm assuming you did answer that for her, but I just want you to know if you don't have your chat open on the right side of the screen, then
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So I believe the coaching is really supporting the healing because people need to change their mindsets and their behavior. So if they do the healing and they don't change the mindset or heal or the behavior, it's gonna come back. That's the thing.
Yes, most definitely. And this is, I do both shamanic and Reiki and um, the shamanic energetic work as I do medicine work. But and they all do different things, and it just depends on what resonates with people as well,
Exactly.
right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
you have mentioned you had a curiosity in nature and began your own research and had memorable experiences, that you had gone through a period of time that you said that shut down everything. And then the Reiki started it all over again. Can you share us a bit about that?
Yes, definitely. That was actually in my teens when I realized that when I was sharing with my friends and they were not seeing what I was seeing. So I felt like maybe something wrong, or, it wasn't, when you are a teenager, you want to look like, you want to belong. So I decided to shut it down, everything. And because I had a lot of psychic ability, I was able to see people, look at them and see through them. And even, being around people, I was able to just feel the energy. So I just told myself, okay, I'm just going to shut it down, and even the dreams, But yeah, it came back because I believe when you are destined to do something here on earth, you have a mission. It's gonna other if you like it or not, it's gonna come back. Is you can hide the fact that you see through people or you feel emotion, but it's gonna come back because you have a purpose with it. I believe that if you have a gift, it's for a reason. It's just, to be able to serve humanity, to help people. So yes, he came back. Reiki came back, and since then, actually, I've been doing it. It's part of my life, my daily life.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. I know when I haven't been as diligent, because there are other things that I also do now with guides that I channel. But for many years, I would go to bed every night with Reiki and do Reiki on myself because
Oh,
I'm a Reiki master also, and I teach. And I would go to bed, and I kind of developed my own little thing to do before I went to bed at night. Everything's so
mhm.
busy all the time. We don't have time to sit and do, a full body Reiki
Yeah,
session on ourselves. So
exactly.
I developed one that was just basically a chakra balancing.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's
And I
good.
would fall
I don't do
asleep
it
before I was
often,
even
but I
done.
should.
Yeah, you know what? If you're having trouble go to sleep at night, I'm telling you, you could start at the crown, start at the root, and just do your chakras. I many a night didn't even
Yes.
get through all of my chakras, and I'd fall asleep. I would put myself to sleep doing that. Seriously, so
Oh,
try
that's
it, Beryl. I'm curious
wonderful.
to know what you think.
Yeah, I should try
It
it
works.
because at the evening, I realize that it takes me a long time before I go to a deep sleep. But I realized one thing a few months ago is that actually when I go to sleep, that's the time my higher self is start talking to me. I just discovered it a few months ago.
Yes, very true. Very true. I do a lot of traveling in my sleep. So I have other functions that I do spiritually in my sleep. So um, yeah, sometimes it can be exhausting.
Yeah, definitely.
Most
Yeah, because you
definitely.
wake up in the morning. Yeah, you wake up in the morning and it's like, already? I haven't slept.
I know. I get it for sure. That's like we're going through our time change right now for this daylight savings. I don't know why they keep it, but they keep saying they're going to stop it. They haven't yet, but this daylight savings is such an adjustment. I always, mind you, when I was younger, not so much, but being in my late 50s now, It seems to be a little more challenging. It takes me a little longer to adjust.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um,
And
so why did you incorporate life coaching into your energy healing service? What promoted all of that?
uh, I would say, like I mentioned a little bit uh, before, is more to support the energy healing. But where I am actually in Congo, the energy healing is not well perceived. It's not well, people are not really into energy healing. And since I like helping people, I was looking a way to heal them, but without putting my hands,
Good for you.
so that's how, yeah, so that's why I thought of coaching, because that will be the first step that if they can change the way they think of because the power of the mind is so powerful actually that most of them need to change that. And because this country is really religious, so
Hmm.
the religion have really take a powerful uh, control of the mind, if I can say. So, and I'm from Canada. I came from Canada here.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
another, that's also, yeah. And sometimes I'm just asking myself, why the universe send me here? Because I never thought I would be in this continent.
You're there for a reason. There's no doubt. As I was saying, my friend Rose, who's from Jamaica, we often talk about that because I think she realizes that she's also feeling very guided um, to work with people from Jamaica for the same reasons. It's kind of they kind of feel that it's almost like a voodoo. You know, they have a very challenging time
Yeah,
accepting this type of work because of their upbringing, obviously.
yeah,
You know, and same thing, very much into the
yes,
religious aspect of things.
yeah, definitely. So I'm trying to do my part, and I start
Yeah.
talking to people about the coaching. And I have to say, some of them are open, but it's still a little bit a challenge, I would say. But if I can go with the coaching, maybe a little bit later, people will be open to the energy healing, and especially since we are shifting, the world is shifting. I believe people won't have a choice but to go to the alternative medicine. That's the reason why I'm doing this, to prepare them to what's coming.
Maybe there's a way you can incorporate the energy healing as a I don't know, light massage touch or something, or try and frame it in such a way that it's, you know what I mean, that you're just kind of
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
something light,
yeah, yeah. I understand what you mean.
introduce
Because
it kind of in that
even
manner.
yes, I understand. Because sometimes when I'm in front of someone, uh, I'm able to send some healing, even just to be on my presence.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the reason why I was saying coaching, by talking to them, and because everything is energy, even talking to them. So maybe that's something I can do about it. Yeah.
Yeah, just look for that little unique something that can be incorporated that would
Yeah.
allow them to not have to believe. Because as you know, energy healing works whether you believe in it or not. But um, it's letting them allow you to do it. So yeah, just maybe incorporate it, like I said, like a light massage touch, or I don't know, something that you can kind of incorporate into that without actually clarifying it that way, so that people
Yeah.
are a little more at ease with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe something like that will work, right? It
Yes.
whereabouts were you in Canada? Now I have to be nosy.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Why?
Whereabouts were you in Canada?
I was Ottawa. Well, that's where I was born, actually, and Montreal. I finished with Montreal before coming here.
Okay, beautiful. So
Yes.
the accent, is it
Yeah.
is it a French accent then?
Yes, it's a French accent, but from Belgium.
Gotcha.
Because I have family, yeah, I have family in Belgium as well.
Beautiful. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so we've talked a little bit about some of the stuff that you do. Um, so if
Hmm.
somebody's working with you, and they engage in your services, um, what can they expect? You know, in terms of if you look back at the sessions that you hold and what people see and feel when you're finished, or that are coming back.
Okay. For energy healing, usually when people come is about like 45 minutes, 1 hour. What I do first is to really talk to the person. We chat, because I feel I have some images, some message when I talk to the person. Then I'm able after that to do the energy healing. So when I do that, sometimes I receive some messages, so I give the message that I need to do. And for the Reiki, I can do it if it's really a deep problem, it can go like twice a month. But the Yanta, since it go deeper, that is like a once a month. I cannot exceed that energy. And I have to say, if I think about the latest time that I had one session, and usually I give them something to think about, to work on.
Mhm.
So let's say, for example, I had one person. She contacted me because she find out about a death of a person that she met, but she hasn't talked to for many years, and she wasn't feeling really great, but she didn't know why, what the reason, because she lost touch with the person. So by talking to her, I find out that I identify actually that it was a regret. So I told her about that. She wasn't that sure, but then I did the healing on her. And the next day, I sent her the report because it's online. And when she told me the next day that she woke up in the morning and she was just crying, keep crying. And she felt some relief, like, something was going out. So that's what people can feel, is crying, or sometimes they can throw up. That means it's healing. And but during that time, I'm always available. If they have any problem during that time, that period, I'm there to support them. That's about
Yeah.
the energy, the Reiki or the Yanta. People who want, let's say they're going through a grief or forgiveness or something like that, I recommend energy and coaching both. But people can get just the Reiki and coaching the part, or just a package. That's as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things I often discuss even with my clients, that the integration phase after the work is really the most important part. The work, it's all important, but I think if you had to put it in levels of importance, I believe the integration to be the most important. Um, because of course that's when the release is happening, that's when the body's adjusting, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, however that's playing out. And I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I have conversations sometimes with people for half an hour to an hour, as they're going through this process following sessions,
Yes,
right?
they need that.
And it's so important
Yeah,
that
they
they,
need that.
yes, and it's so important too that, one of the things that I try to emphasize with many people is when they do this work, don't jump into something a week later, because that integration essentially can be a week or 2 weeks, usually at least a couple of weeks to really, really to do what needs to be done. But I mean, it can go up to months, depending on
Yeah.
the the depth of what was playing out, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, because I know when I went to see the Reiki master, I had to go see him every month for, I think, for a year and a half. That's how
Yeah.
deep I had. Yeah, that's how deep I had many things, and especially with the past lives and all that. So
Well, and your culture too, and this is one of the things, that I've often discussed with friends, right? There are certain cultures that really, really resonate with, that deep trauma that's carried forward culturally as well, because there's been so much trauma, right?
yes,
Whether it be
yeah,
indigenous
definitely.
with black people, with there's different cultures that have really, throughout the test to the past times, have really stood the test of time, in terms of a lot of things. So there can be some really, really deep traumas that really the energy that's there really needs to be worked with and removed, right, or released.
Yes, and I just want to point out that it's a process. You're not going to get well like after the session. It can take, like I think you mentioned, weeks, months before you release, especially about forgiveness, and especially about the trauma, like abandonment or manipulation, all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and part of what we're seeing out in the collective right now, and this is why you obviously came in this time, as did I, and as did many. This is the time that we're here to really work on the collective. When you have a planet of about 8 billion people, and the planet was really only supposed to be about 1 billion people, so we far surpassed
Yeah.
the population quota. So we have all of this stuff going on, and so many that have suffered in past lives, or for whatever's happened in any life, and of course we carry it
Mhm.
forward. Like I often say to people, what one of the things that people don't realize is that these traumas that we carry are not just our own. We bring them forth from our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents. It's in our DNA,
Yes,
right?
yes, I agree.
So
I agree.
So it's what, yeah. So it's one of those things where, right now, with the population to the extent that it is, it's very important right now. Because that's one of those things that short and sweet, as it boils down to, is that many, many generations ago, or historically centuries ago, people went to shamans, medicine healers, herbalists, natural paths of what they had back then. They didn't have the medications we have now. So they were
Now,
doing the work that a
yeah,
lot of us are doing now with energy and other modalities. You know, that's what we're going back to. You know, and I
exactly.
think it's going to
Yes, more
become.
and more.
It was. I think it's going to become much more prominent. And it's not that we don't need doctors, because we do, and there are medications we need.
Yeah.
But I think it's just gotten a little out of control. Just a
Yes,
little.
yes, I
Just a little.
agree. We are going more in alternative medicine.
Yes. Yes, which is natural and not going to cause more issues with our bodies, right? But it's so
Yeah.
important. Um,
Hmm.
okay, so you kind of touched on the energy healing and the yanta. Did you? And I'm assuming you learned the yanta. Did you learn that here in Canada when you were here?
Yes, I learned with the same person who teach me Reiki.
Okay. And I'm assuming it too can be
Yeah.
done long distance.
Yes, yeah, long, yeah, remotely as well. Same than
Beautiful. So
Reiki.
everybody watching, doesn't matter where Beverly is, you can reach out to her. You can still have her services. She doesn't have to be here in Canada with us. That's the beauty of the energy healing. It travels. You know, people say, "Well, how does that work?" I always compare it to Wi-Fi. You have no cords attached to your phone, and you're talking, so it's kind of that idea, right?
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so you mentioned life coaching is topic based on specific needs and programs. Can you explain a little bit about that verbiage and how you worded it?
Yes, I will take it for an example. Right now, I have 12 weeks program about intuition, how to develop your intuition. And it's a 12 weeks program that I offer. And some of the program can be just, for a day or for a week, depends on what, what is your need. I have forgiveness and fear lately because there is a lot of people who is living in fear. So I help them to pass that and remove some of the fear that actually they block them to move forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So much that's needed right now. Like I said, we talked about early on is
Yeah,
that a lot of people, um, lack of a better term, are not in their
yeah,
own power. They're giving it away to others, um,
exactly.
feeling depleted, right? Depressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Don't know which way to go. They're getting into relationships where they don't really do much of anything themselves. They're in a relationship and they're doing everything for the partner and doing what the partner wants. And, you know, there's so many components to
yeah,
the mental aspect in some cases with people dealing with people with narcissism and other types of things. And in the position they're in, it's been very difficult and challenging them for them to navigate. But you know, that's one of the things that a lot of the clients that I'm seeing is that their higher self is actually kind of poking them, and they're getting to a point. They're in their 30s or early 40s, and they're going, okay, why does this keep happening? What is going on? So it's finally starting to let them know they're connecting in, and they're going, I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know what's going on, but something has to change. So you know that they're getting that inner guidance. They're just not too sure what's going on. So of course, when they come to any energy workers or people like that, you know, we can kind of tap in and work with them and let them know, you know what, it's okay. I'm glad you
yeah,
came. Let's see what we can do.
yeah, definitely. And the program helped them more to elevate their consciousness and to actually know who they are, and they are more powerful than they know.
Yeah.
So that's really important. Yeah. So in the life coaching is really it goes like basic, like the power of the mind, the forgiveness, and especially people who have trauma, abandonment, have been manipulated, so but usually it's 12 weeks program that I offer.
Beautiful. That's awesome. Is there anything in common you see with a lot of your clients that you do work with? Have you noticed a lot of commonalities in terms of working with them? I know we've talked about what we were just talking about, but is there anything else that you see as a commonality with people reaching out for help?
Yes, usually I would say they kind of have the answer, but they're not sure they just need guidance. They just need like confirmation that, yeah, what we felt is right, and what we're thinking or doing is the right way. They just need confirmation because we all have that, that intuition, that little voice inside. But sometimes we don't pay attention, or we don't think is our guidance, I would say. That's what I found. And a lot of people have issue with self-love.
Oh, Yeah, and again, I think as we've talked about, right? They give their power away, and until they
Yeah.
kind of come back into that space, it's very difficult. Um, you know, I have a client who's been really having a struggle within a relationship, and same thing. It's one of those things where she often just does what makes things easier, as opposed to what would be good for her. And
Mm,
yeah, exactly the same thing.
yeah.
It's a very challenging, especially when they've done it their whole life. It's not something that's going to end in a session.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's something to work on a lot. And some, I had some people who are also in denial of the problem.
Yep, that's a big one too.
Yeah, that's I find as well. When you talk to them, they're like, no, no, everything is fine. Everything is fine, and you just see the problem piling up, and you're like, oh my God, when that's going to explode, it's gonna be messy.
Yeah, it's a lot of that's playing out, and I think a lot of the things that people are seeing, some of the underlying causes and reasons for how things have amped up energetically and otherwise. Um, a lot of this is the root. In my belief, anyways, a lot of it is the root of where it starts.
Mm,
Is these people carrying these deep-seated energies that continue to grow and being out there in the collective like it is right now, and not cleaning and clearing or keeping them steadily cleansed. I mean, even we have to continuously clear ourselves right now because we are out in the collective with all of that energy around us as well, which of course we can take on. So it's one of those things where people are going above and beyond. People that you never ever expect to do something really horrible are doing it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
Very
I
sad.
learned,
Very.
yeah, I learned to let it go as well,
Mhm.
and because
Yep.
there is so much that you can do. You can help, you can try to talk, but if the person is not ready, there is nothing you can do about it.
Well, no, and it's like I said, people that are addicted to whether it be drugs, alcohol, it's the same thing. You can force their hand. You can say you have to do this, but is it going to stick?
Yeah,
No. If they're not ready to do it, they have to make the decision themselves.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, do you have any aha moments? That at some point through the course of your journey and into helping others, what aha moments have come to you? Like something that's maybe really made you go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. There is one in particular and I find is a lot of people who have that issue, if I can say, is uh, they have um, they have problem with people around them, or family, colleagues, because they assume what the other person think or do, and they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. They just assume and they go on with their lives. And I talked to two or three people about that. I said, did you ask the question? Did you talk to the person? No, but I assume that, that's the way, you cannot think for the other person. You need to ask. And that was my aha moment, because I realized a lot of people assume instead of talking to the person, asking. Um, and they get in trouble actually because of it. They don't talk to each other because of it. So that is something that people need to work on, that I realize.
Most definitely, I agree. Definitely. Um,
Yeah.
so what about on your own journey? Not even with clients. Is there any aha moments that you can think of from the time you realized about the Reiki and as things are going? Was there any specific things that came to you that were kind of like, aha, okay, now I get it?
um, I would say that probably it happened, but sometimes it's like, haha, and then you just pass by.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes I don't realize it because it just happened, and I'm like, okay, that's great, great news. I can do it. But to really now pinpoint, just for myself, for me, uh, oh, I think I have. I think yeah, I did it with one person. I was able to feel that she was pregnant before she knew it, or something like that. That was my
I know, that's beautiful when things like that happen. Absolutely amazing.
yeah. That's but I think it's more than it's not just a Reiki. I think it's just a feeling or something because one of my friends told me that when she was pregnant, for some reason, it's like I went inside the womb and I knew the sex of the child. I don't know. It felt so strange when she told me that.
Yeah, I find every now and then there's, like you said, there's so many times that we have aha moments, on this journey and path that we travel. I mean, I still have them all the time, and I'm sure I'll have them. We'll all have them right through till we go back home, so to speak. It's one of those things where um, it's just the way things happen. There are different things in the universe and spirit and, the different things that come through to us, for us or for others or however that works. It's one of those things that, yeah, it's amazing, and it is
Yeah,
aha moments often.
yeah. I would say every day. It's like wow, and I like to be amazed and surprised, every day.
I agree. I agree. It makes things
Yeah,
much more interesting. And when you remain open to all of it, it doesn't matter good, bad, indifferent. It is what it is. It's all part of life. So they're
yeah,
all amazing, no matter how you look at it. We all have our moments when not so amazing, but when you look back at it, the lessons we learn in those dark moments are also, um, you know, the aha moments, right?
yes. Because sometimes we think is maybe negative or you don't really see it, but after that, after a while, you just say, "Oh, that's what he meant." It's like you realize the real reason it happened.
Yeah, the aha moments when you go, oh my God, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know those for
At the time,
sure.
yeah.
I I
At the time, you
definitely
didn't
get
think it
that.
was funny. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. Um, so I also saw on your website, you had some it looked like ebooks.
Yes, yes. Is a friend of mine who wrote them. She's from England,
Okay.
and I found it. Yeah, I found it really great because we need it actually, and it's a positive affirmation for the day to day, and also for health. For your health. So people can, it's on Amazon, so people can, go and buy it. But it's really interesting. Everything is there. It's a friend of mine who did that, who wrote that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'd seen them and you hadn't mentioned them. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. They're on your website, so it'd be nice for people to go even, to check your website out and they can see those as well. Um, Again,
Yeah.
our thoughts are so
Yes.
powerful, right? They're so important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
kind of guiding our
Yeah.
thoughts with affirmations sometimes is the best way. especially when we go into a spot where the thoughts aren't always so positive or are manifesting what we want and need in our life. And affirmations really help
Yeah,
that path, right?
yeah, yeah, it helps. And if you can, say like maybe 3 every day, that's great. Before you start your day, and you give you a little boost in the morning, and you're ready to go.
That's it, exactly. Start the day off on the right foot. I've been moving around a little bit, so I haven't been quite as diligent. But as a rule, I usually didn't even get out of bed. I didn't put my foot on the floor till I'd meditated. If it was 15 minutes, half an hour, it didn't matter. So I should
Yeah.
get back into that because I miss it. I thoroughly enjoy it, but great way to start the day as well. It really helps put you into a space energetically that you're ready to take on the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the most important, especially in the morning, because that will actually decide for the rest of your day. The way you wake up in the morning, the
Yeah.
way your mood
Yes.
is.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is. I miss it. It's just been kind of challenging. As I said, I'm living with family temporarily, and I'm moving again while I'm waiting for my house to be available. So yeah, it's I'm staying with family. So sometimes it's not as easy or as conducive to doing that, but I need to make the time one way or the other because I haven't been. It's occasional, but not as often. um,
Yeah.
so when you do your coaching, um, is it usually like hour sessions to do the life coach part? I know you include the energetic with it, but when you do the life coaching, does it vary depending on if it's somebody, as you had mentioned, emotion or grief, or someone's not being true to themselves, or do you have like a standard time for each session, or is it dependent on the person and what's happening?
I would say it's dependent on the person, because I like to give the person a free time, but I can do like usually it's a 1 hour a week, but we can divide
Right.
it like like 30 minutes, 2 days a week. It really depends on the person, but it's 1 hour a week. I give some information, some let's say homework that the person needs to do during that week, and I do a follow-up as well. I
Yes.
do a follow-up, checking if everything is okay, if they need some, because when the person start to receive the coaching, they have a lot of questions at the beginning, because they are a little bit lost, they don't know what they feel, but as soon as they start to grab really what's going on, the emotion, it's getting easier. That's the reason why I give like 12 weeks, because he needs time to go through all the steps.
Yeah, and that like we talked about earlier, again, it's so important, um, that follow up period. I mean, I have kind of the same thing, a 3 day,
Yeah.
7 day, and of course anywhere in between. If they need someone to talk to, they know reach out to me, and as long as I'm not with a client or I'm tied up, I'll get right back to them. So, yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that. Some people don't adhere to that quite as much. I have known people in the
Oh,
past
really?
that. Mhm.
They don't
What
really
was
do
that?
the follow up, you are saying? You are saying that you
There were
don't, not a
people.
lot of people. Okay.
I don't know that it's not a lot of people, but there have been over the years. I have
Okay.
noticed that there are some people that, you know. Now I'm hoping going forward that they have kind of changed that
Okay.
method because I think it's become more prominent. I know doing different types of work that I do, it's become very important, very important. It's being made. People are being made aware of the fact that the integration phase throughout the work that you do with others is really probably the key to the success in the work that's being done with them, as opposed to, I mean, the work obviously doesn't work without it. Um,
Yeah.
but, you know, it is definitely a vital part. No doubt about it.
The follow-up, because they need, you know, they might be stuck somewhere, and they just need that little push or that little understanding to be able to keep moving forward.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Did you have anything else that you
Yeah.
wanted to share? Or any important notes of something that you would like to express that you feel is important as well in the work that you do and when you work with others?
Um, yes, I will say to people that don't hesitate to ask for help, because there is many of us out there who are ready to help you in your journey, because I know this time is really a difficult time with the energy of Gaia, with the full moon, new moon here, the portal that's coming. I know it's shaking us a lot. And I know some people don't know what's going on because they feel the emotion that's going everywhere. They, sometimes they don't have anyone to talk to. So I just want to say that you have people who can listen. Just listen. You don't, even if you're not ready for the session or for anything. I know I'm ready to listen. If you want to talk, I give a free 30 minutes talk where you can just talk, just find out maybe how I work and how do you feel, if you resonate with me. And because I feel that it's important that people need to share what they have inside them. A lot of people keep the emotion inside, and it's not good. It's not good. So that's something that I really want to say. This is really important. Talk. Don't
Yes.
be afraid. Don't be ashamed. And you're not the only one. Everyone have
No.
baggage. Everyone go through something.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a very important part, Beverly, is knowing that, it's one of those things that people need to realize. Um, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Realize that um, we all, I mean, even there are people you see out there that people think are so happy and they're doing so well. Behind that
Yes.
closed door,
Yeah.
a lot of them are not as happy as you think they are. There's a lot of
Exactly.
underlying issues there.
Yeah. I know a lot. I know a lot of people.
Yeah, I
That's
have
why I'm
too. And I mean,
saying.
I've been in training most of my life to do what I'm doing now. I've come to realize that I've gone through some real ups and downs in the course of my time as well. And it's one of those things where I would have been that person 30 years ago, would have been in the same boat 20 years ago. That
Yeah.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. You just stuff it down. You keep going. Put the smile on your face.
Until it
And eventually
explodes.
you realize,
Until it explodes. Because the energy of now is actually asking you to face your emotion.
yeah, 100%. I got it for
Yeah.
sure. Um, so, um, I, I guess so. We're getting very close to the end here. So, do you come
Yeah.
back to Canada and visit occasionally?
Yes. Usually I come every year. Every year. Now it's been a while because of, the 3 years of craziness. But
Yeah.
yeah, usually, yeah, each year I'm in Canada. Yes, definitely. It's
Well, set a
that's
day
where I feel
aside. We'll have
home.
to find out where you're going to be, and we'll meet somewhere halfway or something. We can figure it
Yeah,
out one way or the other. And I would love to meet you in
yeah,
person. I
that
think
will
that
be
would be
great.
great.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Same here. It will be great to
Awesome.
meet all of you guys. Yeah,
It's wonderful, and I love what you're doing on the platform, putting your little bits here and there, and that's awesome. We're hoping members continue to do that because there's all kinds of things we have that all of us to share, right? And
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
better. There's nothing better than to do that with each other, in a safe space where we can feel comfortable and know there is no judgment. That this platform
Yeah.
that Jeffrey has created is there to learn, to awaken, to move forward, to heal, all of the positives that we need to do at this point in time. So thank you for doing what you're doing as well. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for letting me have this opportunity to share what I do.
Yes, well, thank you. As I said, even I learn every one of these. There's always something new that comes up, and I'm going, okay, I've never heard of that. That's kind of cool. So we'll definitely. Well, yeah. So at some point, maybe we can keep in touch over time, see how things are
Yeah,
going, and if at any
definitely.
point you incorporate something different into the work that you do, then let me know because we'll do this again.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mother Hall.
Well, thank you, my love, and I guess we will. Um, Close this for the time being and thank everybody who watches this, for those that came,
Yeah,
and participated. And by all means, do not hesitate to reach out to Beverly. If for some reason you're not sure how to reach out to her, you can reach out to me and I'll send you any information. The video, as always, will be uploaded within a day or two. And I'll have it up there with all of the links to her website and miscellaneous other links, in order for you to go in and see what Beverly does. And if you have any questions, then you can reach out to her with those links as well. Um, yeah. Any last words?
take care of yourself, everyone. Take care of yourself and love.
And you too, my love.
Love.
That's important for us that work with
Thank
the
you.
others, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Lots of love, and we will chat with you again at some point. Take care of
Yes.
yourself as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, hun.
Bye bye,
And
everyone.
yes. Mwah. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you again at some time.